What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back, speaking my sports talk. Alright, check it out, man. Talking Devin Haney. Is this guy a brittle boxer? For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Alright, first and foremost, shout out to Punsh Drunk Boxing, Mr. Moonshine. Had an interview with Bill Haney over there. You can see the entire clip over there. They pull a little section from that live stream that they were having. Basically, Bill Haney. And we're going to talk about Bill Haney mentioning a hand injury, needing a surgery, a broken hand injury for Devin Haney. And the interesting thing is that, Bill didn't give any details when that injury happened. Now, by the way he was talking about it, we would assume that it happened prior to the Gamboa fight, and he was alluding to the fact as if it happened leading it up to the Gamboa fight somewhat. Basically, Devin Haney went in there with an injured hand, or a hand just coming off of surgery, or a hand not all the way back from surgery, what have you. Don't even want to get into whether that's valid or not. That's not the point. Let's just go under the assumption that this is accurate. This is what happened. Devin Haney had a hand surgery and going into that fight, and Bill didn't want to mention it. But let's listen to Bill.
You see what that is? Coach Anthony.
Yes, sir.
You see what that is? Surgery. That's his right arm. That's his right hand. That's his hand. So
how's his hand doing now?
His hand is doing good. You feel me? So he broke his hand. He broke his hand before the shit, but he also had fucked his shoulder up. So we never wanted to come back because they acted hella funny when we told them we fucked up our shoulder. So then they acted like they wanted to strip him and acted like everybody wanted to fight. And then Devin wouldn't be ready and all this shit, Dad, and I'm rushing him, or Devin is rushing. We didn't say shit. He broke his hand and he beat that motherfucker with one hand, dog. Now the right hand, we gonna let you know that he broke the hand because he's back, because the right hand is back. You did?
And so, you see, this is what I take from this. Is Devin Haney a brittle boxer? Because he has 25 fights. Let's think about it. He has 25 fights. Not of high-level competition. Not of guys that's going to get in there and push you, and you got to give your all to get through that fight. You have to show a good account of yourself. No, this is against lower-level competition. At best, B level, which I would probably give to Gamboa. Maybe Santiago B-, and then that's it. The rest, low-level competition. You have 25 fights of not tumultuous competition, but you've already had 2 surgeries, man. 2 surgeries now to repair. You've had shoulder issues, you're having hand issues, and my thing is that you're fighting the Morons of the world. The Alfredo Santiagos. Antonio Morons, Alfredo Santiago, the Zaur Abdullayevs of the world, Devin Haney, the Yuriokis Gamboas. These are the guys that you're fighting. And so, the way I'm seeing it, if you're not fighting high-level competition, guys that's going to push you, guys that are tough, guys that are going to push you to the wire, you're fighting low-level competition, you have 25 fights, you're only 21, 22 years old, and you've already had two major surgeries, and you begin to wonder to yourself, is this the type of guy that's built for combat sports? Sometimes you have athletes in all sports, basketball. Greg Oden is one. I'm here in Ohio. A lot of Ohioans know Greg Oden is one that I'm thinking about. Phenomenal in college basketball. Came into the pros and blew his leg out. Great showing soon as he hit the pros. Phenomenal talent, skill, power. And then I think of Devin Haney. Phenomenal talent, skill. Boxing mind, this kid. But can his body keep up with that? It doesn't appear sometimes with these athletes that their body can keep up with what they're able to do in these sports. Their body's not built for it. Their bodies are too brittle to compete in high impact sports. Is Devin Haney too brittle? Is he the brittle boxer, Devin Haney? And I'm not saying he is. This is just a question that you might want to think about when you're having 2 major surgeries and you're not fighting anyone. What happens when you get into the tough fights? Is something going to break every time? And that would be the definition of a brittle boxer. I mean, this is not a guy like Prince Nassim Hamed, who used to hit guys so hard that he damaged his arm. No, Devin's not really punching with a lot of power. He's not really the knockout guy. I think he's at like a 60% knockout ratio, so he's not really the biggest puncher in the division. And yeah, you're getting shoulder injuries and hand injuries, and he has great technique, so it just leads me to believe, are those bones brittle? You know, you're not built for boxing. Hopefully this is not the case. Just as, a small thing. Bill Haney, as you guys heard, didn't want to talk about it because he felt like they may cancel a fight or something like that. I don't really like the fact that he's using that, based on the performance, one hand now. If you knew it was just one hand, you knew that before you made all of those false claims going into that fight, that you were going to put on a better performance than Crawford, a better performance than Tank Davis. Now all of a sudden it's one hand. Well, if you knew that, then you probably wouldn't make those claims, because you know that your son is not better than the Terrence Crawford with one hand. So I'm not necessarily believing that. I'm looking at it as an excuse, Mr. Bill Haney. You and Devin need to step it up. Stop that. But not to get on that too much. The thing is he a brittle boxer? Brittle boxer. 2 major surgeries. Not really high-level competition. Something to think about. And y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.
Block, we can shop, pull up to the block and you can shop. What you want? Watch out, 'cause the cops hot. We shoot shots if you see the eye. You can't ball if you ain't got no hustle. Bitch, I get my grind on, fuck the struggle.